Zoo, MetaZoo. So in this video we're going to go over the cards that I'm going to send to PSA at some point. Maybe I'll clip right to when I get these cards back and see what the grades are, but in this video nonetheless we're going to go over what cards I'm sending in and what I think they will grade. So let's zoom in a little bit. Actually, you know what? Put them one at a time down here, so I could look at them again when I get them back. Because I know sometimes people are like, PSA damaged my card, or they sent a different card back. It's not the one I sent in. This way I'll have video of the actual cards I sent in to see if there is any discrepancy or issue. So this card, you know what? We're going to call it PSA 10. Very nice. Next, we have Mothman, the little doodle, artist signature. What am I going to call on this one? I'm calling a PSA 10. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get the autograph and doodle just authenticated or graded as well. We'll see about that. I think all the autographs would get a PSA 10 though, on these cards that I'm going to show. Yeah, Wendigo, Nightfall, first edition. Well, the only edition of Nightfall. Full Hollow, PSA 10. Ooh, I like these cards a lot. Yeah, Mothman Full Hollow from MetaZoo Magicast. Little tidbit, Magicast was the original name for MetaZoo before they changed it to MetaZoo. Yeah, PSA 10. I'm gonna say PSA 10 for a lot of these cards probably. 2 Chains of Old Scratch, first edition. Not the big box. Or eBay, yeah, PSA 10 for both. Why not? Right? And most of these I do look at ahead of time, and that's why I'm sending them in, because I think it's going to get a PSA 10. Invisible Ink. Yep. We'll say PSA 10. It's either going to be a really wild submission or I'm going to be incredibly wrong. Gumbaroo Taking a Shit. Full Hollow. You know what? I would love for this to be a PSA 10. This would be like a grail card in a weird way to be a PSA 10. So hopefully. Let's see here. Prismora. And Prismora. Now these, I'm gonna hope that at least one of them, I think 2 of them are gonna get PSA 9 and one's gonna get a PSA 10. If I had to be honest. I looked at these ahead of time, so I won't go into great detail on camera right now, being like, this is why. But that's what I just honestly think. This one, DeBruise. This is a cool promo, hard promo to get, especially if you bought it, the product like out of these boxes. I think this is gonna get a PSA 9, if I had to be honest, in my opinion. So we'll see. Hello Kitty. As much as I want this to get a PSA 10, I honestly think this is gonna get a PSA 9. I'll never forget this. I'm gonna have a story with some of these cards. This, when it first came out, I remember it was like 80, 90 bucks, and I was watching Argos and Epic Tube HD, and they're like, maybe it'll go down value, and I thought it would too. I thought maybe it dropped down to maybe about $60, $70, maybe 50. Yeah, no. The next day, 24 hours later, it was up to 200. And I was like, okay, screw it, and I bought it, and now, you know, you can't buy this for less than probably 300 raw. And I think recently it sold as a PSA 10 for 530. So, or no, yeah, it did yesterday. And today's November 1st, November 1st, 2023. So let's see how long it takes to get these graded. But yeah, this one, I'm gonna say PSA 9, if I had to give my honest 2 cents on it. Next, I mean, I can't even believe how many of these I have. I bought these right when they first popped out for about 30, 35 bucks each. They're worth a lot more now. Honestly, on these ones, I think 2 of them are going to be PSA 10 and one's going to be a PSA 9. If I had to give my honest assessment on those. So we'll see what happens. Rudy promos. So this one, Rudy the Cave Painting, PSA 10. This one I know has a print line in it, so I might not even send it in, but it'd be PSA 9 at best. What is this, the medium? Market medium, PSA 10. And Totally Not a Timmy, PSA 10. Those are my predictions there. The C2, man, this card was so hard to find. I can't believe I finally got it for a good deal after probably like 2 years of looking for it. But the Chicago C2 E2 card, I really hope it gets a PSA 10, but I think it's going to get a PSA 9. So that's my prediction on that. The always sought after Van Meter promo, PSA 9, if I had to give an honest assessment. Next we got Bigfoot. Topps Chrome by the dip. I bought this for cheaper than I ever thought I would. I mean, it's Bigfoot. It's numbered out of 99 from the very first top set. I don't even own any first sighting card except for this. Yeah, damn right, it's a thumbs up. That is nice. Kind of reminds me, where is it here? The way that hollow's hitting, really nice. Sorry, one sec. Of the Piazza Bird. Or, well, any of the Topps Chrome. See how the light just hits it? Yeah. That's crazy. A little shaky, but this one, I could see again to PSA 10, but I won't be surprised if it's a PSA 9, so I'm going to say this is going to be a PSA 9. If I had to give an honest assessment on that one. But I mean, if you're going to go to PSA 8, I don't care. This is an awesome card. What do we got here? Second edition Mothman. I pulled it myself, so I'm going to send it in. There's not very many of these as PSA 10s compared to what you think there would be. I think there's less than 200 of these as PSA 10s. Meanwhile, Kickstarter's got 123, which is probably never going to go much higher. And first edition Mothman, not Kickstarter, has got almost 1,000 PSA 10s. So that's wild. Here we got a couple Mike Waddell's. One of these I bought for 30 bucks only, which is mind-boggling. But I don't know. I think one's going to be a PSA 9, one's going to be a PSA 10. Now, which one's going to be the PSA 10? Since they're serialized and I can keep track of that. Oh, man. I'm calling it right now. Number 80 out of 299 is going to be a PSA 10. These could both be PSA 10s, though. But I don't think that's going to happen. There's only 4 of these graded as PSA 10 on the planet. They're not very easy to get. But I have 2 of them. So, yeah. We'll see if we can add to the collection. And then, oh man, these are both going to be PSA 10. In my opinion, I can't find nothing wrong with them. I mean, that's the thing about MetaZoo. Everyone has a story about how they pulled something that just blew their mind, like where it's a grail hit, where they just can't even imagine, they can't believe they pulled what they pulled. I bought 10 boxes of Crypto Nation poker cards. It took like 15 months to get them. They changed the hollow pattern to this craziness. And, oh come on, I want the light to hit better. Just gotta adjust my light for a sec. Yeah, can kind of see it there. These cards are so nice. And good luck finding them. I mean, these are incredibly rare. And I can't believe out of 10 packs I pulled 2 of them. And I got it on video, which is insane. But yeah, both PSA 10 as far as I'm concerned. This one, I'm not too sure because, and this is awesome that I pulled a Mothman hollow, but see, this is before they changed it to this hollow. Could you imagine if I had this card with this hollow pattern? Oh, that would be dirty, like just crazy. But there are slight print lines running across, but I've seen PSA 10s with those print lines too, so I don't know what to say. The centering's not very good on the back, so I don't know. This is going to get a PSA 8 or 9. But just to show these black ink cards one more time, the back, I mean, they look pretty damn good. I can't see any reason why these cards wouldn't get a PSA 10. Both of them. I mean, if only one gets a PSA 10, that's nice too, but these, I can't wait to see what they grade. Super hyped. Next we have Power Up Red Kickstarter. Very slept on card. Getting to PSA 10, and this is extremely difficult. I think it's like a 33% chance. And for those that don't know, I mean, these Kickstarter cards were printed in 2020, and there is no sample card of Power Up Red. This is the very first Power Up Red. It comes from Kickstarter. So think about that, because a lot of people, when they have like a Grail card, they're like, ah, but you can get that in sample. You can't get this in sample. Very nice. Like, I mean, when you first start collecting MetaZoo and you open up Crypto Nation, this is by far one of the chase cards. That's not a beastie, but it's got Mothman on it. Reverse Hollow Kickstarter Mothman. Oh yeah, sorry, my prediction, PSA 10. What? Do I? Yeah, PSA 10. This one, PSA 10. I like it. It looks good enough to me. Piazza Bird. I think I bought this for like $73 Canadian. So, which is ridiculous. But I think it's only getting a PSA 9. But still, it's a Kickstarter Bull Hollow Piazza Bird for $73 Canadian. So American, that's like, I don't know, just under $60. Almost, who cares what it grades? It's so cheap. So, but I think PSA 9 for that. Next, I can't even believe how cheap I was buying these for. I mean, do people not remember Piazza Bird is probably the third most popular beastie in MetaZoo? I bought these all for so cheap. So, if you're wondering what's so special about these, it's MetaZoo Topps Chrome, the original artwork for Piazza Bird for Topps, and they're all numbered out of 50. So, if I had to give an individual ranking for each one for what I think it's going to grade, this one, PSA 10, so let's see if I get it right in the future. So this is number 12 out of 50, I think is going to get a PSA 10. Number 35 out of 50, PSA 9. And number 9 out of 50. Oh, that's going to be close. PSA 10. So we'll see what happens in the future with that. And I do have one of these going in, so hopefully I can get another PSA 10 Piazza Bird VMAX. This is the only one that's graded a PSA 10 so far, but I do have another one. Well, let's put them side by side. Let's see, at least on the centering, if they're comparable. Oh, let's bump that up a little bit. Yeah, I think we have another PSA 10 coming. Because, I mean, the thickness on the bottom and the top, like, top looks a little thicker, but both cards look the same, so I think we got another PSA 10 coming. We just don't know it yet. But maybe we do know it because we just called it. Anyways, so we'll see how that pans out. Loveline Frogman, numbered out of 99. What do I think is going to happen here? I don't know. This one I think is going to be a PSA 10. Well, I don't know, it's a little thinner there. Ah, this one is going to be a PSA 9. So 82 out of 99 is going to be PSA 9. And it's thick on the top. Yeah, they're probably going to both be PSA 9, but still. 94 out of 99, PSA 9. Hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe one will get a 10, but I do think they're both going to get a 9. But look how nice these cards are. And they're serialized out of 99. And it's Loveline Frogman. And that artwork is a home run. So we'll see what happens there. But PSA 9 for both of those. We got next Mothman, alternate art and the original art, numbered out of 99. Honestly, I think both are going to come back as a PSA 10. So this is number what, 97 out of 99, which is cool because I live in Edmonton, where Connor McDavid plays hockey for the Edmonton Oilers. His number is 97, and Wayne Gretzky's number is 99, so that's cool. And this one is number 24 out of 99. And yeah, Both PSA 10. That's my prediction. Now this next card, I actually pulled on camera out of a retail blaster box. Now, anyone that knows anything about the gold refractor Mothman from Topps Chrome, they're all off-centered. None of them are going to get a PSA 10. There will never be a PSA 10 of this card, numbered out of 50. Mine is numbered 30 out of 50. There are some that graded a PSA 9, but I honestly think this is going to grade a PSA 8. If I had to be brutally honest, I think this is going to get an 8. I hope it gets a 9. It has zero chance of being a PSA 10. But I'll never sell it anyways because I pulled it live on camera. And the story behind how I pulled it, like how I even bought the box, is pretty crazy, but I'll leave that story for when I get this back from PSA. But yeah, I think this is going to be a PSA 8. And that I am never selling. This is crazy that I actually pulled this card. Next, we have a whole bunch of Mothman, both X-Fractor and one refractor, and I can't emphasize it enough. Like, you probably hear me talk about it in other videos if you listen to my videos. These cards are not very easy to pull, and they're even harder to pull in good condition. So, and the centering, I mean, just, they're very hard to grade as a PSA 10, and they're not very easy to pull. I just can't emphasize that enough. So you can find these as a PSA 10 for $150 or less. I think it's a steal of a deal, because in the future, good luck finding these as a PSA 10. So that's all I'm gonna say. You've been warned. Pick them up while you can, because even pulling them, I mean, I have 3. That's it, and I've opened a crap ton of product. So, and then we have the alternate art Mothman. So we got the refractor. Another thing too, Topps Chrome MetaZoo cards are the nicest MetaZoo cards. Like, look how insane that looks. That's insane. I love how I'm using that word look too much. Look how insane it looks. But it's wild. And then how many? Yeah, then 2. I mean, I only have 2 of each. 2 X-Fractors and 2 refractors. So I mean, that's only 7 total of these, and I've opened up a ton of product. I think I might have 1 of each of these in a binder as well. But I mean, less than 10. I mean, I'm only sending in 7. And I've opened a ton of product. So, very hard to pull, even harder to grade as a PSA 10. So yeah, what do I think these are all going to grade before I start yapping too much? I don't know. I mean, here, we'll start with the X-Fractors. These are my best copies, well, my only copies I should say. I honestly think these will both get PSA 10s. We'll see what happens. But I'm calling PSA 10 for both of those. For these, I don't know. They look good enough to me. PSA 10, I'm calling it. I know I'm probably going to be wrong. Most likely. Because I don't think anyone sent in this many and got PSA 10s on all of them. But yeah, PSA 10. And I don't know. Okay, that's not going to be a PSA 10. I might not even send that one. You know what? I'll send it in anyways. Oh. I don't know. Hard to say. I say 1 PSA 10, 1 PSA 9. And the refractor. Oh, that's sketchy. If I do send this in, PSA 9. So we'll see what happens in the future. Comment below. Let me know what you think. If you didn't see it in the other video, I've already skipped the line and went crazy on buying people as already graded cards. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Because I know I might not get any PSA 10s for the Topps Chrome cards. They are very hard to grade. But it'd be cool to send in some raw ones and actually do it. But yeah, I mean, so I do have some already that I bought, but none of these I graded myself. I straight up just bought these for as cheap as I can get them. So, and then yeah, same with these. Same with that. Same with that. Same with those. Same with those. That's a PSA 9. And PSA 10 Piazza Bird. So yeah, comment below. Let me know what you think. If you agree, disagree, your experience with grading, the Topps Chrome especially. And yeah, comment below and we'll see you in the next video.